What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Greyman Operations. This is one of my favorite videos to make. It's going to be Gear of the Year, but it's not just Gear of the Year. We're going to be talking about companies, we're going to be talking about people, we're going to be talking about gear items that make a difference or have helped improve the EDC, the armed or the prepared civilian community here in South Africa. So it's going to be gear, it's going to be people, it's going to be companies. Some of these things are going to have multiple nominations, others are just going to have like one winner. Let's not waste any time. Get straight into it. Company of the Year, a nomination is going to be, for me, Canik Africa. Canik have really come into South Africa and they've done amazing things, providing high quality firearms at such good prices. We've given away Caniks on this channel. Talking about giving away Caniks, at the end of this year, at the end of December on Patreon, I'm giving away a Canik Meta SF Combat. If you want to get in on that, please consider joining on Patreon. It's the first link in the video description below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, it's the first comment. I've literally been telling my patrons, you win that thing and you're never going to have another Christmas like this. Things like that, where they are helping me to help the community, to help my channel, to then help the EDC community. I'm really happy and impressed with Canik. I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, you should get yourself a Glock. Guys, all these firearms are empty and safe. I have probably one of the most Glocked out Glocks. Okay. Really love Glock. Amazing pistol, amazing history, amazing pedigree. You can't knock them. They are tried and tested. But I'll be brutally honest, rand for rand, and if you're watching this international, dollar for dollar, I just find the Canik pistols to be better in terms of what you're getting for what you pay. In 2024, I mean, I'm not buying a pistol in 1991, I'm buying a pistol in 2024 where reliable pistols are common. You know, it's not that hard, it's what is hard, but companies have figured out the requirements for making reliable firearms. The Canik trigger, the Canik optic system, the Canik ergonomics, what you get for the money, I feel they are definitely, especially in South Africa, a nomination for Gear of the Year. Another nomination for Gear of the Year is Urban Warrior. Urban Warrior is effectively a clothing and gear company that are specifically designed for everyday carry. Okay, some clothing companies have clothing that also works for EDC. Urban Warrior make clothing especially for EDC. Their t-shirts all have extra stretch. Their jeans are specifically designed with stretch, fused waistbands, extra hidden pockets all over the place. Super strong, super rugged, but they basically design it so you can wear it in everyday life and not look too quote unquote tactical. Also, there's African companies, so you know I feel a bit of even more emotional attachment. So go and I'll leave everybody linked down below. Go and check them out. But the company of the year has got to be gunlicense.co.za, and the reason I'm choosing gunlicense.co.za is because in my time working with them, and we've grown to work much more tightly over these past few years, I've noticed, or I've observed that gunlicense.co.za, without them, the ability to even get these things is severely reduced. Gunlicense.co.za are probably one of the best licensing services I've ever come across. They have a 100% record, so you are definitely going to get what you pay for, and they are ultra passionate about their work. If you are trying to get a firearm licensed, I strongly recommend reaching out to gunlicense.co.za. Their prices are extremely reasonable. Again, I just want to say, I get a kickback from none of these companies, okay? I make no money from nobody. However, and full disclosure, the person who wins the Canik Meta SF Combat, the Patreon who wins that, gunlicense.co.za has come in and offered to do their licensing for free. Now, they're not going to give me money. I'm not going to make a cent. But this is the kind of people they are. They desire to equip people with the gear that they want, and they also provide training. Michelle's first training course was with gunlicense.co.za. I was there, I filmed it. Really good training course. I mean, the legal information you got, which is often the thing that people least know, was so incredibly valuable. And then also proper, shall I say, beginner to intermediate training. Mark and his team are experts. I recently went to them to write a few exams to get my dedicated status, And I'm telling you, these guys are true professionals, and more importantly, they are passionate. Even if I didn't exist, and for many years they worked without knowing I existed, and I worked without knowing they existed, they were doing this with the same level of passion. So Company of the Year is got to be gunlicense.co.za. Well done to Mark. I'll leave them linked down below. If you have any licensing issues, these are the people to talk to. Now we're going to do new Company of the Year. And for me, honestly, there is only going to be one. It's got to be ACRA. ACRA are an optics company, and they've recently started providing pistol optics. Their main focus is long-range rifle scopes, but this year they started bringing in pistol optics. Now they are a South African-based company, but their gear is manufactured in China. If that bothers you, it's totally fine. 99.9% of everything is manufactured in China. The Chinese make good gear. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend on it. This particular optic, the Origin, has gone through every test I can put it through and survived perfectly. I've dropped it, I've slammed it into things, I've dropped it multiple times. I've put over 1,000 rounds through it without a single hitch. It has done exactly what I would expect a closed emitter optic to do, and done it as well as I would expect any closed emitter optic to do it. So the advantage, or the biggest deal for us in South Africa, is ACRA is a local company, so we're getting things at extremely reasonable prices. I personally believe, and I said this years ago, running optics on your pistols is going to be the way of the future. I feel like the advantage it provides is far outweighs any potential cost. And I see a world one day, I think it's actually happened already with a few pistols, where pistols are going to come with an optic as standard. And I see a world going forward where that's going to be the more common thing. In the same way pistols come with iron sights, I see a world where pistols come with optics. The ACRA optic, listen, when I got it, I was like, I don't know, is this going to run or not? It ran perfectly. New Company of the Year, it's got to be ACRA. And then Trainer of the Year. Now, this could have gone to many people, but it's obviously going to go to Anton from Concealment Training. Myself and Michelle have done training courses with him this year, and I can honestly say my shooting has improved more in my training sessions with him than they have over years. Anton is more of a dedicated shooting coach. He is a full-time firearms instructor, and his ability to get the best out of you and spot your inefficiencies is exceptional. Also, his quote-unquote after-sales service. Once you train with him, you get onto a WhatsApp group, you get onto Zoom calls with him, and you literally have group sessions or even one-on-one sessions with him during the week when you aren't physically training on the range. And then obviously you do that training and you meet up with him on the range for a session, and he gives you training. You can book multiple sessions. He's got like courses, and they are very well priced for what you get. The round count is more than acceptable, and the training you do with him is really geared towards maximizing your shooting capability. Learning to shoot well, accurately and fast is really, really hard, and I highly recommend getting yourself a quality shooting coach. And Anton is definitely someone who, since I found him, is worth investing in. So Trainer of the Year, Anton from Concealment Training. So guys, finally we get to Gear Item of the Year. Honorable mention or nomination is the 511 Select Carry Pistol Pouch. I had this on my channel and I reviewed it, and I actually gave 4 away to 4 different patrons over 4 weeks. Actually, was it 4 or 5? I can't remember. But this is probably one of the best ways to off-body carry for when you want to go to gym, you want to go hike, you want to ride your motorcycle or your bicycle, etc., etc. Having your firearm with you is vitally important, and the ability to carry it comfortably is going to maximize your desire to carry it. Sometimes you can't carry appendix, and it's just not going to work for the outfit or the environment. So having something like this is super, super important. If you want one of these, they're available from CHS Guns. I will link them down below. But guys, Gear Item of the Year is going to be the Shinobi Kydex Katana 2.0 holster. So I've been running this for about a year and a few months, and if I say nothing else about this holster, let me show you this. This is my Meta SFX with Inforce Wild 2 weapon light. Fits in there perfectly. No wigglation, nothing. This is my Meta SF with Streamlight TLR1 HL. Fits in there perfectly. No wigglation. Fits in there like it should fit in there. This is my Canik Meta SF with Surefire X300. Fits in there perfectly. No wigglation. In terms of concealment, man, this thing is absolutely next level. The concealment on this thing, I don't know how much you guys can see, obviously because of the light, but the concealment on this thing is absolutely exceptional. And like I say, to get a multi-fit holster that will fit multiple different firearms, and even one that's a full frame firearm, as well as this does, is truly an exceptional piece of craftsmanship. So I want to say well done to Eric Ace over at Shinobi Kydex. Man, he did an exceptional job. This is probably one of the best holsters I've ever owned in my life. Super comfortable, ultra concealable. It's got this new mag release system where you literally do that, mag carrier comes off, and I can run as a single. Really great innovation. So gear item of the year goes to Eric Ace at Shinobi Kydex for the Katana holster. So I want to do two honorable mentions before I end off. One is Adrian Barrows from Kinetic Solutions. Adrian has basically been winning all his firearm competitions down in Durban. Adrian is a proper operator and an extremely high-level world championship level shooter. But more importantly, he's finally getting the Instagram idea, right? He's getting the idea of how to market himself on social media, and he's doing a great job. So go and follow Adrian. He gives amazing tips on how to maximize your shooting. Like I said, he's an extremely high-level, we're talking top level shooter. And then another honorable mention is SA Laser Engraving or SLEC. What SA Laser Engraving have done is they create these optic plates that allow you to fit pretty much any optic on pretty much any firearm. And they do amazing work. Never had an issue with the SA Laser Engraving plate. And honestly, without them, the ability to mount all these optics for me have been such a schlep. This entire build is a SA Laser Engraving build, right? From Cerakote, slide serrations, grip texture, everything is SA Laser Engraving. So check them out. They do amazing work. Really good in terms of their quality. And like I say, without them, the ability to mount all these optics would be such a struggle, and just firearm upgrades would be so difficult. So well done to those guys. Guys, remember, if you want to get in on the Meta SF Combat competition, you got to join a page and you got to be a paid member. We've got to honor the paid members because they literally keep this channel alive. I don't mind you being a free member, but you're not going to have access to the prizes. That's just how it is in life, guys, because like I say, those paid members are literally putting bread on this channel's table. And then guys, just another thing, next week's video is going to be a bit weird because I'm probably going to film it on either New Year's Eve, Christmas Day or Boxing Day, because I'm moving next weekend on 27th. So I won't have time to sit down and film a video. So it's going to be a bit like out of time, but I'm still going to put it on, still going to come on the channel at the same times as always. A little earlier for Patreon, and then at 6 next week Sunday for everybody else. I won't speak to you guys before Christmas, so please have a safe and blessed Christmas with your family. Enjoy it, take some time, relax. It's been a long, crazy year, especially for us here in South Africa. So have that fun, relax, have a good one, be safe, train hard, cheers, and God bless.